Oh, hello, Sam.
Oh, hi, Janet.
What you doing?
I'm just looking in the diary because I've got my new diary for 2022,
Oh,
and I'm just marking in some special dates that's coming up.
Oh, I'm pleased you're using a red pen for your red letter days, Sam.
The red letter day. I haven't heard that before.
Yes, red letter days are special days in the diary, like birthdays and holidays. And they're called red letter days because in the early calendars, the church used to mark all the special saints' days and Easter holidays and Christmas days in red ink.
Wow, I didn't know that, so I've learned something new today. But yeah, I wonder if people watching what special dates they've got coming up, if they've got any red letter dates. And have you, Janet?
Yes, I've got a very special red letter day this year. My son's getting married in June.
Hey, that's nice and very, very special.
That's right, yeah. I'm just wondering if you've got maybe a challenge for the children this time, Sam?
I have, and it's all about dates. And what it is, once I've explained, I'll put an image up on the screen. And then the challenge is to match up the correct date with the correct image. So you have to guess what the image is and when the thing might fit with the date. So it's a bit of a matching up. So do you think they'll manage that, Janet?
Well, they're usually pretty good, so I think they'll probably manage it. I'm not sure about some of the pictures. It'll really get them thinking.
That's good. Well, we'll go on to that and I will put the answers at the end. Well, I hope you got all those dates and you worked out what the different images meant. But Janet, it got me thinking, these red letter days, does it link with the Bible? And is there people in the Bible who had red letter days? And maybe do you have a story that might teach us a bit about it?
Well, I suppose there's lots of people who have red letter days. I suppose when Mary found out she was going to have a baby and give birth to the Son of God. But I'm not going to tell that story because there's so many people in the Bible. I thought I might tell one that ties in with one of the dates. So I'm going to give an answer to one of the questions. That's the 24th of January. And that's the day Saul started becoming Saint Paul. It's the day that he met Jesus on the road to Damascus. But I'm not going to tell the story from Saul's perspective. I'm going to tell it from Ananias's perspective. And that's the man who's laying his hands on the person in the picture. So it's Ananias's and Saul's red letter day. But I've got some actions, of course, to go with the story. So prayer. And then we're going to use some Makaton, which is a form of sign language. And this is, if I've got it right, is for day. And we're going to do that. Like the curtains are closed and then, so the curtains are open. So that's day. And then the final one is turn around. Now, if the teachers let you, you can stand up and turn around, or we can just do a simple, like wind the bobbin up that way and then turn it around and do it that way. So going to be very busy today, Sam, with all those actions.
Good. I need to concentrate myself and make sure I get it right.
So if you're ready, we'll begin.
I'm ready.
Ananias was an old man now, but he could remember that day, that red letter day, as if it was yesterday. And this is what he remembers. We just finished our early morning prayer meeting, recounting the stories of Jesus, singing hymns and praying. Everyone was very carefully leaving the building, making sure that they weren't seen, because there was a rumor that Saul was in the town. Saul had come from Jerusalem and was hoping to round up the Christians and put them in prison. Saul was involved in the killing of our friend Stephen. I was starting work late, so I decided to stay and pray a little longer, praying that my Christian brothers and sisters would get home safely. As I prayed, a strange thought came into my head. Go to Straight Street, where Saul is praying. Saul? Saul? The man who is trying to imprison or kill me? What on earth made me think of that? And how on earth would I know that he was praying on Straight Street? I tried to refocus on my prayers, but the thought came back into my head, not just once or twice, but all the time. It was then that I thought this must be a message from God, from Jesus, our risen Lord. A message I wanted to ignore, if I'm being really honest. But what a way to start the day. In the end, every thought, every word, every prayer told me to go to Straight Street and pray with Saul. So, very frightened, I set off for Straight Street. And to my amazement, there was Saul, and he was praying, just as I'd been told. What a day. Jesus' voice came again. Pray for Saul. Pray these words. Brother Saul, the risen Jesus who appeared to you on the road has sent me so that you may see again and be filled with the Holy Spirit. I did as I was told. And then everything happened really fast after that. Saul could see. He started praying and praising Jesus, Jesus, whose followers he wanted to kill or imprison the other day. This was a real turnaround. And that was just the beginning. The next day, Saul was out on the street telling people about Jesus. The day after that, he asked if he could join our prayer meeting. And so it went on. So many changes day after day. I'd never seen such a turnaround in a person's life. But if I'm honest though, through the power of Jesus' love and the Holy Spirit, such turnarounds seem to happen every day. Roman soldiers becoming preachers, greedy tax collectors giving all their money away, and people filled with hate suddenly overflowing with love and care, helping everybody. And so it goes on, one red letter day after another. But if I'm honest, my red letter day will still be the day I went to Straight Street and prayed that Saul would see. Saul's now known as Paul by everybody. Paul, whose life turned around on the road to Damascus. As I said, I, Ananias, am an old man now, but Paul, still writes to me now and again from prison. He who wanted to put me in prison is in prison himself for Jesus. That's another turnaround. Because God, Jesus, is a God of turnarounds, not just on special days or red letter days, or even on holy days, but any and every day. For God, Jesus, is an any day, every day, red letter day, turn around God. Well, you did quite well with the actions there, Sam.
It was quite tricky there, Janet, and I think maybe that's because so much turned around and so much changed I had to keep going and going. But it's really exciting to hear how much people changed in the Bible and how maybe we can change as well if we want to, and we can ask God to help us with that.
That's a very good point, Sam.
That's good. Well, I've got a prayer here, Janet. So if you do the prayer drill, I can read out a prayer if you would like.
Yeah, that'd be really good. And I hope you all did really well in the quiz, and you can maybe think of some more red letter days that can change your life around and other people's as well. So here's our prayer drill. 1, 2, 3, 4.
Loving God, we thank you that every day we have a chance to turn things around, say sorry for our mistakes and start again, that we can decide to help others, work harder, and make a difference in people's lives in our community. May we each play our part in turning things around to make the world a better place. Amen.
Thank you, Sam.
Thanks again, Janet, for another good story. And I hope everybody's well, and we'll speak soon.
Yeah. God bless you, everyone. Bye-bye.
Yeah.
Bye.
Bye. Bye.